Once again, I'd like to invite you to take a journey with me along one of the 22 paths on the Tree of Life. As we did previously, we're going to choose one of the major arcanas, as each of these 22 paths represent one of those major arcanas, to see which is the path we're going to be walking along. So I am shuffling up just the major arcana cards for the moment to see which one is going to pop out and tell us, and there we have it, which card is that? Number 6, the Lovers. The Lovers is on path 17, and it runs from Bina, that black Sephira up at the top, through to the yellow Sephira in the middle, Tiferet. So first of all, we'll pull out path number 17 from the Tree of Life Oracle cards, and here we have the path 17 of the Lovers, with that of course being number 6, the Lovers in the Tarot. Here their keywords are humor, choices, and intelligence, but we'll get more information on that afterwards. So as I said, if you're looking at the Tree of Life, you will see that Bina is on the right side, number 3, Sephira number 3, and Tiferet is right bang in the middle. It's the center Sephirot of all the Sephira. So once again, I'll pull out the cards from the David Wells's Tree of Life as well. Here we have Bina, and here we have Tiferet over here. So when we look at Bina, Bina is the Sephira of understanding. It is ruled by the planet Saturn, so that also can tell us that there are some restrictions indicated. Saturn is always a planet of restriction and getting things done. And with Tiferet, you have in the center, it is ruled by the sun. Its planet is the sun, and it is about balance and sacrifice and joy. So our journey, you could look at the journey of the Lovers as moving from the Sephirot of understanding, silence, awareness, and the divine feminine, down towards Tiferet, which is all about balance and sacrifice and joy. I have arranged the cards a little bit, having the Lovers and the 17 pathway of the Lovers in the center, with Bina representing the top right corner of the Tree of Life, and Tiferet moving down to the very center of the Tree of Life. Bina is known as the Sephira of understanding, of creation, of the eternal mother. It is also part of the third eye chakra. At its deepest level, it awakens a vision and understanding for the processes of birth and death. Its strengths are patience, silence, faithfulness, nurturing, discipline, and strength of will, while its weaknesses can be impatience, greed, fear of the future, martyrdom, and lack of confidentiality. All the threes in the tarot belong to the Sephira as well. They represent growth, birth, manifestation, fruition, expansion, development, progress, etc. So that gives you a general sort of overview of Bina. But let's see what David Wells has to add to our understanding of the Sephira. As we mentioned, it's at the top right-hand corner of the Tree of Life, on the top of the pillar of severity. And this is where Bina sits not in judgment, but in understanding of the whole tree and everything that unfolds from her Sephira. Her planet is Saturn, which is a planet of form, control, time, and karma. And she definitely represents silence, awareness, and the divine feminine. His guidance is that we all need a bit of quiet time, the space to breathe, to bring some structure to events that may have been chaotic. And you're invited to hold yourself in silence now, and to do it within the energetic field of one of the universe's most potent forces, the divine feminine. And this will be either our starting off point if we're moving down the tree of life with the lovers from Bina to Tiferet, or if we're moving up the tree of life from Tiferet up to Bina, it will be our end part of the journey. When we take a look here at Tiferet, which is in the center, as I mentioned before, the yellow Sephira, and is represented by the sun, it is often called beauty and has the key words of balance, sacrifice, and joy. Now, Tiferet is the one Sephira that a lot of the other Sephiras will move into, which is why it is so important as being the Sephira of balance and enlightenment. It is associated with the heart chakra, and it lies on that center pillar, which is the pillar of balance. All of the sixes in the minor arcana of the tarot will fall into the Sephira as well. At its deepest level, it awakens visions of rewards of devotion to great works, like achieving the Holy Grail. Its strengths include reverence, idealism, nurturing, compassion, and devotion. Its weaknesses can lead to false pride, self-doubt, insecurity, irreverence, and blaming others. It is a Sephira that seeks harmony, equilibrium, cooperation, and community, stability. So let's take a look as well at what David Wells has to say in his book about Tiferet, to round it out a bit. Number 6 on the Tree of Life, it sits in the middle of the symbol, a central point that focuses the energy of so many others. This is where your soul sits. Feel it in your body. And the planet, as I said, is the sun. His guidance for Tiferet is to consider what brings you joy and where you approach things like a child. See the divine in every moment, and as you move with the energy of this card, notice the lightness of it and the way it brings joy into your being. You may be feeling lack in some way, a lack of love, a lack of guidance perhaps, but know that this is an illusion, and once you shine this golden light on things, you will be able to illuminate the sun codes in everything you see and do. So, for our purposes, what does this mean? What is the journey we're going to be taking along this pathway? Well, we know that we're going between Bina and Tiferet, but to round out our understanding of this, we're going to choose one minor arcana for each of the Sephira and see how that informs the journey a little more. So I have all the minor Sephira here ready. I'm going to shuffle them up. What will, oh no, that's too many. We only want one card for each of the Sephiras. So let's have a look and see what does want to come up for the Sephira of Bina. What can we learn from a minor arcana card more about our journey from Bina, or between Bina and Tiferet, whichever way you're going to be taking it. Let's just see. One card, please. There it is. Okay. The Page of Pentacles. Interesting. Page of Pentacles. Starting something new. Creating something new. Starting learning something new. Alright, let's have a look at, I guess we'll just shuffle this all up again. We want one card for the Sephira of Tiferet to see what that message is going to be for us. Okay. One card for Tiferet, please. One card for Tiferet. And there we have it. The Six of Wands. Well, that's beautiful because all the sixes belong to the Sephira of Tiferet anyway. They all fit in there, and the Wands is all about victory. So you could almost right off the bat say that what you pay attention to and set up in your in Bina, with your new start and new learning, working through the Lover's path, is going to be a success, because number 6, or the Six of Wands, is often seen as victory and success. So just to reiterate, we have the Page of Pentacles at one end of the journey in Bina, which is about understanding. The page is learning something new, starting something new, bringing new information into the world. And the Six of Wands, which is often seen as victory, is at the end in Tiferet. It may take a little more consideration as to just how the nuances of these two cards in these two Sephira are actually going to play out for you within the pathway of the Lovers. In the blog that I'm going to put up for this video, I will add some more information about the pathways and information about looking at these cards as well, which will help you perhaps to see how this might be playing out in your life. Got a few ideas about what it might mean in my own life, but we each are subject to the same perhaps energies, but how it's playing out in our lives is going to be very different depending on all the other things that go on. I've said this, I think, in the last video that I did with the Tree of Life. It isn't a hard and fast rule. It does take a little bit of consideration and reflection as to how this might be playing out and what this might mean for you in your life, if this is something that you enjoy exploring. It's something that I have a great deal of enjoyment considering and wandering down the what-if pathways, and I wonder if this means that, and then just sitting with it and doing a little light meditation and just seeing what comes up for me. What we do know for sure is that the pathway we're going to walk at the moment, if you choose to walk it with me, is pathway 17 of the Lovers. And that does contain a lot of choices. So you might consider that whatever new is coming in, you're going to have to make choices as to how you move forward with it, as far as ending up in Tiferet. And if you're going back from Tiferet, perhaps you're coming off a time where you have been successful And now you're moving to another part of your life where you're now going through the lovers, and you're going to be using the choices that are found within those energies and the relationships that are found within those energies. It can be a relationship with other people. It can be a relationship with the universe or God or the Almighty, whatever your frame of reference is. It can be a relationship with your own higher self. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. There are lots of different relationships, but at the core of them is love for yourself and love for others. And that could be then bringing you, as you make those choices, bringing you into a new place or a new starting place that you're now ready to take the time and effort to really focus on something new and absorb it and bring it to fruition. So, you've got the things going back and forth, whichever works for you. I hope this gives you some enjoyment. Let's pull an oracle card. I think I'll take one of these from the Oracle of the Soul Helper Oracle by Christina Arana-Fada. Messages from your higher self. Let's see if there is a message or two that come up for us from our higher selves, and see whether you're able to weave that into the story this month. I know it's not a simple answer, but that's what can make it interesting, because it allows you to consider, oops, I think this one definitely wants to be there. Interesting. This one says, release your inner rebel. Be yourself and create your own universe. Well, perhaps you're moving up the tree of life and you're going to be creating something new here with the Page of Pentacles in Bina. One way to look at it. Let's see if we have another one to come up. One more, please. Here we have it. And this one is cross the bridge of happiness. It leads over the depths of your emotions. And I do think this one fits really well at the end of the journey here. Maybe we'll take an angel card for the lovers. Let's just pull one of the angel cards for the lovers here. That one. Okay. Not that one. Which one do we have? We have the sword on the back of these cards, and the word for the pathway of the lovers, number 17, is Zain, which means a sword or duality. So, and the card is number 25. You can't make this stuff up. The eternal light of love, and we're on the lovers. Just double check if there's anything here. Number 25 for the eternal light of love. The eternal light of love permeates everything in existence and fills every atom of our being. This means light and love are always present in every situation, regardless of whether we can perceive it or not. There is love and even a hidden blessing within a current situation. Trust. All that is occurring is for your highest good. Look beyond the surface and appearance of things. And I don't know how well you can see this card. It's kind of pretty. You can see all the glyphs for the different zodiac signs are around the angel as well. I hope that this has been entertaining for you and perhaps given you some food for thought. I know I'm going to muse on mine a little bit longer. And as I say, check out the blog because there will be some more information that might help you make some other decisions or not influence, which would enlighten some of your choices perhaps, or give you a more depth understanding. Have fun!